The Calgary Police Service has arrested a man in connection with the October homicide of Maqsood Ahmed. The man, who will be publicly identified after he sees the justice of the peace, will be charged with second-degree murder and robbery. He was taken into custody earlier this morning without incident. At approximately 9:40 p.m. on October the 8th, 2014, Ahmed and a female co-worker were closing up a business in the 4700 block of Westwinds Drive Northeast. Ahmed was leaving on foot with cash and receipts when he was approached and attacked by two men. He was robbed of his cash and stabbed. Ahmed, 55, was transported to hospital where he subsequently succumbed to his injuries. The woman, an employee of the company, was uninjured. This investigation is ongoing and further arrests are expected. Police continue to ask anyone who has information regarding this incident to call police or Crime Stoppers.
You said that there was two men, so what's the status of the second man?
Pardon me?
We've always said that there was two suspects in this, so what happened with the second person? The other person in custody?
Right. The investigation is currently ongoing, and we're working towards working with the Crown Prosecutor's Office to determine if and when we have sufficient evidence to charge that individual.
So Colin, how did we get to this arrest?
How did we get to this arrest? Well, this is a long, outstanding investigation. I'm sure you can appreciate the complexities in an investigation like this. There were several steps that led to the identification of this individual and obviously his arrest. People coming forward, other techniques that we employ throughout the investigation.
CCTV footage?
CCTV footage was part of it, for sure.
Have you found the Pontiac Grand Prix that was seen on video surveillance about 10 minutes before the attack?
Yeah, we have located that vehicle.
Did you find what you were looking for in the search just last month?
Yes, we did find an item that was linked to the robbery, for sure.
Can you tell us what you were looking for that day?
Well, we were looking for anything that was linked to the homicide and the robbery.
Can you tell us what you found?
We did find a bag that we believe was utilized by Mr. Maqsood and was stolen from him at the time of the robbery.
Did it contain cash?
Pardon me?
The bag, did it contain cash?
At the time we recovered it, no, it did not.
But you believe that was the bag that carried the cash?
We believe so.
Was the recovery of that vehicle, how did that help kind of get to this point?
Well, again, through people coming forward, people providing tips, other investigative avenues we went down, that was definitely part of the investigation that helped lead us to this point here today.
Are either of your two suspects, you've identified two suspects, correct?
Yes, we've identified a total of 4 suspects, but we've obviously got enough evidence in consultation with the Crown to lay these charges today.
And are any of them cooperating?
This particular individual is cooperating somewhat. He's currently being interviewed.
Do you have any idea of when the name will be released?
It'll be released after he sees the justice of the peace, and we're not in control of how many people have to be processed in front of the
Is it
JP.
expected to be today?
Oh yeah, I would say sometime later this evening.
Can you say what the
Or tonight?
relationship between these 4 suspects, including this guy that's about to be charged, is to Ahmed?
We do not believe there was any previous relationship or knowledge of Mr. Maqsood between the 4 suspects and himself. There was no previous relationship, for sure.
Is it still being considered a targeted attack? I know at one point it was called a targeted attack.
Oh, absolutely. It was a robbery, a planned robbery that went bad and led to the murder of Mr. Maqsood.
Is there any reason why they would choose him in particular if this is not exactly planned, but there's no relation there? So is there any?
Well, I would believe, it's just belief on our part, but we believe that they obviously had an idea of the cash that would be carried at a certain time.
Can you say
by
at
Mr.
this point
Maqsood.
how much cash they got away with, and have you recovered any?
We have not recovered any.
Do you guys know what's happened to the money? It must have gone somewhere, right? So.
Well, this is, you know, we're talking 8 months ago now, so who knows what happened to it.
If there are multiple suspects, do you know which of them would have done the actual stabbing and what roles the other ones would have played? Presumably, the charges would have been the same.
That's correct. The two that actually carried out the attack, they will, obviously, this individual is being charged with second-degree murder and robbery, and the other individual that actually carried out the attack, we're still in consultation with the Crown to determine what charges will be laid if and when we have the evidence to lay those charges.
So likely
The
one
guy
other
being-
person would face murder.
Right.
And the other two would be some sort of helping charge or.
Well, there's charges such as conspiracy to commit robbery that will be considered.
And what's the association between these 4 individuals? Like, what's their association?
Well, again, we believe they were known to one another. They conspired to commit the robbery.
Like, did they frequent that area a lot?
Again, that would be total speculation on my part.
On CCTV, were they seen in that area frequently, or just that day?
Yeah, that's part of the investigation, and it's still ongoing. So, you know, forgive me, but I can't release everything to you today.
Are they involved in gangs at all?
In gangs, we do not believe they're involved in gangs.
Were they prior involved in crime, or is this just? I mean, it seems
Well-
odd that someone would just out of the blue kill someone and rob them.
Well, I would say that's a fair assumption and conclusion that you've come up with, but we can't release criminal history of individuals.
Was this fellow known to police? Or did he go-
Again, like I said, we never discuss prior history of suspects and people that are charged.
So we know that he was attacked by the 2 men and stabbed and robbed. Where do the other 2 suspects that you have sort of fit into that picture?
Again, they were part of it in a planning and actually assisting in carrying out the
So
robbery.
were they in the area at the same time? Do you know that?
Again, that's part of the investigation. We really don't want to get into that. Obviously, you had 2 vehicles there. We've said that before, so you know, at least one of them was in the area for sure.
Is there any evidence that any of these people were sort of targeting or keeping an eye on any other businesses or business owners in the area?
We have no information in that regard at this time.
Can you say how the family reacted to the news that you have somebody in custody?
I personally did not speak with the family, but I'm sure they're relieved to know that somebody will be charged.
And what's the timeline for the second one for the homicide charge, but also the other 2 suspects?
Well, again, that depends upon a lot of different factors.
Is there anything preventing the other suspects from leaving town, leaving the country?
Again, that's part of, you know, I won't get into specifics regarding who they are or.
Sure, but I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if there's any sort of assurances that you know, when you do have enough to charge them, that they'll be here, or they'll be somewhere that you can find them.
Well, again, we're working on the investigation to keep tabs on these individuals as best we can.
Are they dangerous?
Again, they carried out a robbery, and the robbery led to a homicide, so are they dangerous? I don't think the homicide itself was a planned event. I think the robbery was a planned event.
So are they dangerous? Should people be worried?
We're done.
Yeah.
Can I ask
Yes.
one more question? Did the Crime Stoppers help in this? Because I know that.
Absolutely. Crime Stoppers helped, and the coverage and attention the media put towards this definitely helped for sure. We're very thankful for the media's involvement in this file and continuing to cover it over such a lengthy time period. And we assist all of you for what you've done in helping bring us here today.